My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Resident Evil 2. And this was my first real full exposure to the Resident Evil games. I've seen the movies and I absolutely despise them. And I played Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil, well, at least I tried to. I just couldn't get into them. I found the gaming mechanics to be outdated for my liking. But that said, this game was a huge improvement, and now I understand why people love Resident Evil so much. See, I haven't really played any survival horror games. I played The Last of Us 1 and 2, which I absolutely adore, but I've never played any straight out survival horror games. And I've never really quite gotten what the genre was, but as I was playing through this game, and there were moments where I was just like shooting every single zombie, I'm just like, die, die, die. And then the worst possible thing happened, which was I ran out of ammo, and I'm just like, oh shit, I need some ammo. And then I just realized, oh crap, so this is why they call it survival horror. Crap. And I was just kind of like, well, what do I do now? And for the next 20-30 minutes, I didn't have any ammo and I was just trying to survive, and it was just really intense. I had anxiety, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, this is such an experience. And it was then that I got what these games are and why so many people love them so much. And I totally get why. Even managing your supplies and your ammo is very stressful. There's only so much you can carry at a time, and I didn't know how much space I should leave. How many supplies am I going to be picking up while I go to the next section? Do I need to leave 4 squares blank, or what do I do? And sometimes I made the right decision, sometimes I made the wrong decision, and just the fact that you never know what you're going to get yourself into, it's very stressful. Just holding onto some stuff and putting some stuff into storage, I thought about it for way longer than I deserve to. And I know this probably means I'm a terrible player at this game, but just because I was always afraid of dying, I saved this game every chance I got. I think I saved it 56 times, which is absurd, I know, but I'm just like, oh, I don't want the chance of losing this ammo. I don't want the chance of having to go back to that last moment, so save. Save, 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 save. I saved a lot in this game, and I would do it all over again if given the chance. This game is just very atmospheric. It draws you in. You feel the dread. You feel like anything could come out of anywhere. It can be on the roof. It can come out of a window. It'll be around the next corner. You never feel safe. You're always just like, go, 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 go. And you never know if you should stop and shoot a zombie, if you should save the ammo and try to sneak by him, but then he could grab onto you. You just have to think it through so much, and just that kind of atmosphere, it drives the game in such an immersive way. This game is creepy, and I just had a difficult time getting through it in some moments. It's just very creepy. I was on edge the entire time. The entire time I was playing this game, I was holding my breath. It is that intense. But that was even before the halfway mark. At the halfway mark, you come across a character as Mr. X. And Mr. X is the most anxiety-driven, frustrating, infuriating device in any game ever in all the best ways. So I was scared and freaked out before Mr. X. And then he comes into the picture, and you basically have this giant dude following you around, and if he catches up to you, you die. So you just always have to keep moving. There's only 2 sections that you're actually safe in. And you can hear his footsteps. And his footsteps, just the way they sneak up on you, it is so intense. I feel like he's always on the verge of catching up to me. And I'm always just like, go, 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 go. And it just added so much anxiety and stress and tension to an already intense, stressful game. And oh my goodness, Mr. X was no joke.
Jesus Christ!
And I have to commend the sound design in that regard, because he wouldn't have the impact he had if it weren't for the sound design. Because, like I said, you just hear him all the time. You can hear him when he's a bit farther away. You can hear him when he's getting closer. And that just adds to the tension. So the sound design in this game is top notch. I will say that the police station just gave me so much stress and anxiety that I was just like, I can't wait to get out of it. And there's a section where you eventually get to leave the police station. I'm like, oof, thank God. And then 10 minutes later, I ended up exactly back at the police station. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just not meant to leave it. And yes, you stick around the police station for more than the majority of the game. Like I already mentioned, I love Last of Us and Last of Us 2, and one of my favorite sections in Last of Us is this area where you're at a Chicago university, and there's just this terrifying moment where you're stuck in this section with all these different clickers and bloaters, and it's a really intense moment. And every single time I play the game, I'm just like, oh, here comes the part, and I get really, like, my heart just starts beating fast. I'm just like, okay, time to do it again. And that feeling just carries over into the rest of this game, because you have to backtrack and go back to so many other areas that you've already passed through. Like, if you have anxiety during one moment and you're like, whew, at least it's done, you're gonna have to go back to that section at least 4 or 5 more times. Like, you just don't get an escape, you don't get a break. And it just keeps the tension going. It's an ongoing threat throughout this entire game, and that's just phenomenal stuff. And some of the creature designs in this game are just great and really creepy. Like, there's a Licker that's on a roof, and oh my goodness, that guy is terrifying. There's another guy that you fight a few times in the game that gets bigger and bigger throughout, and he looks more and more disturbing throughout, and I love the creature design of him so much. But this game definitely delivers on a terrifying experience, because even when you do leave the police station and you enter these 2 different sections that I won't spoil, I was just as on edge during those moments too, if not more so. This game is just super great and immersive and terrifying, and I get the hype between survival horror games. I played this game, and once I was done it, I'm just like, I get the love that Resident Evil gets, and that's something that never really hit me before. That all said, I do have some complaints. I do really like Claire as a character, but I only played as her, so at least the version I played, I never really cared for Leon as a character. There's a few times where he does pop up in Claire's story, but I never really care for him all that much because he has such a minimal role in it. I know you do play as him if I play it again, or you can choose to play as him. I get that, but just what I got from him in my playthrough, I didn't really care for him. And there's a few moments like, dude, you really just can't climb over the fence. Like, there's just some moments where he's not a part of your story at all, and I'm just like, that's a bit of a stretch.
Dinner time.
Claire, I think you should go.
Don't worry about me, Leon. You take care of your...
I do like Claire, I do think she's a badass, but the game also relies on another character for you to really care for Claire. There's another character that becomes clear that's the emotional core of the game, and I'm not sure if the emotional hook that character presented really worked for me. And sometimes it did frustrate me because you can easily miss weapons. There's a few weapons like the acid launcher, which I absolutely loved, and if you're not careful, you can miss it, and if you miss it, that makes later sections in the game a lot more difficult. So I do wish they were incorporated a bit better. Like, I'm very fortunate that I got it, but if I missed it, I would have been so mad and just furious. And there's also one boss fight that takes place on this platform with these shipping containers nearby, and I just hated this boss fight because the space was too small, and it was just... It wasn't just difficult, it was just frustrating to the point where I wasn't having fun doing that section anymore. That all said, this game is still a really great game. I had a great time playing it. I think it's a terrifying game in all the best of ways. If you like that tension, that anxiety, being on the edge of your seat, holding your breath, and you like that feeling dragged out for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, then you're gonna love this game. I just really enjoyed this game, so I'm gonna go ahead and give Resident Evil 2 an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, are you a resident of the Resident Evil fan club? Yeah, likes. Not my best work. But anyways, have you played this game? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin out.